Yo, what's up? It's your boy OMEHGA, and this is Diverse Clarity. And just like every episode, I'm here with my man, Mr. John D. What's good, fam?
What up, though? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. What's good with you? How's the week been? I ain't seen you in a few days.
Yeah, man. I missed you the other day. I thought we was gonna make some more masterpieces.
But I was trying to get stuff done.
And you did.
You know what I'm saying? So
work ethic's phenomenal.
I appreciate it. So so everybody knows like all the episodes that we've done so far. I know initially, if everybody was checking out there, and we appreciate you if you are, and those who haven't, we appreciate you when you do. We took Diverse Clarity from the YouTube page that it was on, and we've put it up under the production company page. So now everything that will be in video format that we produce under Miancore Productions will be located there. So it's really easy to find. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/Miancore. That's it. So youtube.com/Miancore, MIANCORE. And everything that we're doing is there. And this episode will also be there. So if you're watching this right now, then you're already on our Miancore YouTube page, because that is the only place that you can get our videos from. So unless somebody's bootlegging it. And if they are bootlegging it,
let us know.
I'm happy, because that means, like, I'm just saying, like, if they're bootlegging it, then that means it's worth somebody. I hope we're worth being stolen. You know what I'm saying? I would love for the bootleg numbers to go up, but
that's a different way to think about it.
I mean, I'm saying if somebody thinking like that, like, yo, I got that fresh copy of Diverse Clarity, like, yo, son, I'm done.
You know, I guess the perception of bootlegging just took me to like, dang, somebody's stealing.
I mean, we putting it online for free,
without a doubt. But in my mind,
it gets monetized by the views. Right, that's a beautiful thing.
Well, we need to make sure those count so we can get like, look.
Exactly, I agree. But what about you, man? What were you up to this week?
Staying focused, working on my communication in all aspects of intelligence. So, really, just trying to incorporate new things to help me evolve into this person that hasn't been created yet.
Okay, wait. So when you say you working on communication, are you talking about like you in the work aspect?
Everything.
Everything.
Yes. When I speak, I don't want to, like when we talked before, how things can be considered ambiguous if somebody can just run with it.
Yeah.
I want to speak with purpose, and nobody can try to manipulate my words to say he probably meant this. I want to speak where they get it. There's no debate.
Definitive.
Yeah.
I get it. What are you doing to go through? Like, I mean, what are you reading? I mean, shout it out, because if it's something that the rest of us can grab a hold of, then.
Yeah, so I'm not comfortable enough to reveal any, because I'm still going through it.
Okay, gotcha.
And if I'm going to say something, I want to stand by it. So until then, I'm still going through it. So
I got you.
I definitely would love to talk about it, my experiences in it, but I just want to make sure that I can say I stand by it before I mention it.
I'm sure we'll be able to. We have plenty of time to get in here and have these conversations.
Inshallah.
So, but bruh, did you see on the news? I saw this. It might have been like 2 or 3 days ago. This girl, she put Gorilla Glue in her hair, trying to get it to lay down. I mean, bruh, like.
All right, so it was really hard to believe that someone would actually do that. So I'm not for sure. Well, you said you saw it on the news?
I saw it on the news, but look, here goes the thing. Because it was on the news, because even Gorilla Glue like actually responded to her, I think via tweet. So, but I did learn something that I didn't hear everybody else talking about when they were, they was coming out and making fun. So evidently, there is another glue company out there that is for your hair called Gorilla Glue. And it's called like Gorilla Glue Snots or Gorilla Snots Glue or something like that.
She just grabbed the wrong one.
Well,
they shouldn't be in the same place.
I don't know. But maybe because Gorilla Glue being in the name, she couldn't find the one with snots, which that is an awful name for something to put in your hair. But she couldn't find the one with snots. So she saw the other Gorilla Glue and thought, maybe this is just like another brand, another type of the same brand. I don't know, bro. But I mean, she was laying that stuff in. Like, Alfalfa would love that back in the Our Gang day. Remember when he had the look? So yeah, bro. That was I mean,
what I want to know is like, because her hair looked good. It looked like it just was done.
I mean, I ain't gonna go that far. I ain't see all that. I saw the glue.
Well, when I say look good, it looked like her hair was done, and then she went like this, and I was like, wow, it didn't move for real. Like,
oh, you mean when she put the glue in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like pre-gorilla.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm talking about after it was done. It was like she did a really good job. I'm like, I thought that glue dried quickly.
Well, she had it in her hair for like a month or something like that. It'd have been a minute.
No, I'm saying when she was putting it in, it seemed like it would have been on her hands or something. I guess she would. No. Do they use gloves? I don't know.
Gorilla glue is very.
Oh, I know what Gorilla Glue is.
Yeah, you're right. It would have been. Now that I think about it, yeah. Because I use Gorilla Glue on my like dash cam. So yeah, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's thick.
But I'll tell you this: if that is true, that's effed up for her. Because
I mean, she gonna have to cut that out.
But how do she had to wait until it grew long enough to cut out because it's on the scalp.
Her hair was that short?
No, well,
I think it was laying down like that because the glue was in there.
So how was she gonna cut it though? Because when she went like this, it was like it wasn't.
I mean, it'd be like peeling off a scab, right? get up under it, like one. No, that ain't. I don't know, bro. But okay, outside of that, like there was. Bro, when I turned on the news the other day, like it was just everything that I saw. And I normally ain't on like the whole like hot topics or whatever, unless it's like something that's, but bro, this is just, to me, being Black History Month, there was a school that was in Utah. And did you hear about this? A school in Utah, I forget the name, but I'm not even trying to get them any kind of shine. School in Utah sent out a letter to the parents telling them or giving them the option to opt out of Black History Month studies or Black History Month events at the school. Send out an email to all the parents. I'm like, bro. So as an educator, you know what I mean? Like, bro, this is. I mean, I know there's a lot of things that go on in the U.S. There's a lot of things that are happening where people are just they losing their damn mind. But for real.
That what kind of conversation did you have before you wrote that letter? Like, I just don't understand. And
I mean, it's Utah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
See,
they having conversations with probably like-minded people. I'm pretty sure there was nobody on the staff that was of color, and if it was, they wasn't stepping up to say anything. They probably like sent out text messages like, "Hey, y'all."
That is another example of they do not accept us as Americans. Like, you're not gonna do because we already know the curriculum don't talk about us enough unless it's February or slavery or civil rights. Like, that's all we did. The number of things you listed that one episode, like, they forget that. Well, they
the inventions,
They need to listen to our podcast so they can become more aware of the things that we do for them,
bruh. Like, it's. I mean, I don't know. Seeing stuff like that kind of just make me sick to my stomach, man.
It hurt my feelings. I can't even believe you said it.
So, but I want to give it in full. Like, they did say that the school rescinded the letter. So,
so that's crazy.
What's that?
Because Michigan, some representative of the Republican Party, he wanted to remove Black History Month from the state.
The black dude.
Yeah,
I saw that.
It should be American.
I ain't even want to talk about him. Like, I saw that and I was, but that's what I mean. Like, this week was just a bunch of nutty stuff.
But I can say this: the black guy, I understand what he was trying to do. He's trying to make us seem like we are a part of America. Mm-hmm. He's like, why are we? Every time we keep mentioning it, we allow them to separate us. But until they change the curriculum, we have to keep this month.
Well, I would have said, and I would have agreed with you until he made the point where he was talking about he thinks that it might even be illegal to have Black History Month in the schools. So
he didn't grow up.
Point negated.
He didn't grow.
like I was just like, yo, that's.
He must have grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
It didn't. I don't know. Is he even?
I don't know. I just figured because Upper Peninsula, I don't think they like. When you say the UP, people know that's a different part of Michigan that people like really just go visit.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's like Utah.
Hey man, Utah. Utah is that's where they have
the Mormons.
Is it the
Mormon
Mormons?
state.
What's the other one I'm thinking? Amish. Where are the Amish people at? Montana?
The Little House on the Prairie people?
I don't know.
That's
Laura
Pennsylvania.
Laura
Pennsylvania's
no,
Amish.
it ain't Pennsylvania. It ain't.
The Quakers? Aren't they Amish?
Quakers aren't Amish. Quakers are Quakers.
No, okay.
I think, right?
I don't know.
Yo, we about to get
they don't,
because I really don't know.
Well, they don't use electricity, right? Everything's natural.
That's the Amish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they somewhere over there where like.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I don't know that. Please forgive me. I didn't know that.
I definitely don't know. I don't know. We guessing now.
Well, you know what? We have to do a better job. If they're not going to look for us, we have to look for them.
I ain't looking for no damn.
Well, I am because I don't want any excuses about me being this ignorant right now about Amish.
What you mean? We got to go look for them? You mean
I'm
to
saying,
understand where they are and what?
I should know more information. If I expect people to know about black people, I should know about different groups of people within America.
True. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay.
Damn, I feel so. Ignorant.
But it's a learning thing. We're gonna know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna know. I'm not gonna say we're gonna bring it back on another episode, but we definitely gonna know, and we're gonna become better because of it.
For sure. But I do know that they like they're natural. Like they work like the full day and.
But it can't be the Amish then, though, right? Like, not being funny, but if they don't mess with electricity and stuff, like they might not know it's Black History Month there. Like.
Possibility.
It ain't like they're getting alerts from the App Store. Like,
but I'm sure they come in contact with people of color though.
When? How? What did they do?
Come on, man.
When?
Do you believe there's white people that haven't seen black people in the United States?
Yes.
In the U.S.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I actually met one person in my life that had never seen a black person. One.
Where did you meet them?
I met them in Vegas.
So you telling me you can get to Vegas and you're the first person that they met?
Not like that. Their first time seeing black people was in Vegas.
Where are they from?
They're from the Amish country.
What are they doing in Vegas?
So I think I got this. I'm about to tell you. So I think what they said was like with the Amish, like it was I was younger. I might have been like 22, 23. And it was 3 girls and 1 guy. And I think it's the Amish. I am so sorry if I'm wrong about this, but if it's not the Amish, then it's the
Mormons.
The Mormon. I think it's Amish. So I think what happens is when they hit a certain age, it's like 16 or something like that, they can make a decision to like, or they allowed to like go out and they get to like see like everything that's going on or whatever. I don't know how long that lasts. It was a long time ago. I don't remember. But they said like they were out and they were able to see, whatever. And then they have to make a decision. And then when they make that decision, they either go back to the Amish country and like they stay, or they say, okay, boom, I'm going to California to go to school or whatever. Right. And that's what they were doing when I saw them there. So I wasn't the first, like, come on. Like I'd have to be like the one to like meet them at the border or when they get off the airplane. It wasn't like that. But they were like, man, whatever. I said I met people that had never seen black people before. I didn't say I was the first black person, but that's what they were saying. They were like, this is our first time, like, whatever. And
were they nice people?
Yeah, they was just like, they were all about questions. And I'm like, I'm on vacation too, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what nothing that, like, follow the glowing lights. I don't know what to tell you. But this is I'm pretty sure that was the Amish.
So what do you think? Like, if you, knowing that what you know, right? If you came
Which is not much. Go ahead.
Coming from a community like that and you go out and you see all of these distractions, do you go back or do you take your chance?
That's not fair to ask me that.
I'm asking you.
I'm definitely not going back.
Why not?
But I don't know. Like, I mean, if they're happy with that life, I'm not.
What I'm saying, like, United States is just a complete distraction, right? So there's secluded areas where you can get away from all of it, correct? Because they have that community. So I'm just saying, it's a lot easier to not deal with all the distractions.
I think there's one of those situations where it's like you don't know what you're missing if you never had it. Mm-hmm. Being that I'm not from Amish country, that's not where I'm trying to be. I mean, I don't need to be out. I don't need a whole lot to like be happy, but I definitely don't need to have everything taken away. So
I got you.
For me, I don't think I could. Would you go back? I mean, I think it would be different for somebody coming from the Amish country versus us answering the question being.
I would love to live in an environment like that. Like when because I want to get away.
Okay.
But I do want electricity. I want all of my necessities that I feel necessary. But I don't have to be involved in all of the hoopla. Like I can be like on a farm, like Dave Chappelle. You know, he lives in
Cleveland.
No, he's not.
Well,
Cleveland.
he's in
in Ohio. He's definitely in Ohio. Yeah. So he can get away from everything and not be bothered.
Brother,
what?
Just go on vacation. That's what they call it. That's what we call it from this side.
No, I'm saying I would rather live in that and then go on vacation to see the distractions. I don't want to live in distractions and then go on vacation to get away from everybody.
Every day like that?
Yes, that's eventually what I want. I want to grow my own vegetables and fruits. I want to, because it's just too much out there that if you recognize that people are doing wrong, you don't really want to watch them do wrong. So I'd rather, that's why I don't watch the news. Because you're sad for these people and people are exposing them this is entertainment. So,
I mean, that's what America does for everybody, right? Like that's what they do. That's what they do with us. We were exploited as entertainment, right? Even back to the slave days. But we ain't gonna go that route. We ain't gonna touch on that today. So, but look, I'm gonna give you a story, short. And I want you to finish it with whatever the first thing is that comes to your mind. Okay? You ready?
This is real time. I just
sure?
let y'all know this is real time.
It definitely is real time. All right, you ready?
Okay.
All right. So it's right after Thanksgiving in the USA. Okay?
Where am I?
The USA.
That's a large country. So I just look, if you're gonna make me do this right, I want to know the environment. Am I in the hood?
I said it was gonna be a short story. I said, all right. So, okay, you are in. What's your favorite state? Oh, come on, man.
Favorite? I don't.
Your favorite state?
Where would I want to live?
Your favorite state?
Shoot. Gosh. We'll just say Michigan right now.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right.
It's cold right now. It's snow on the ground.
In this story, we're in California. All right. We're not going to Michigan.
Well, I can do that. I went in San Diego, LA, North Cali.
You're in Lancaster.
Where is that located?
Down, I think, by Edwards Air Base. Like down in there. It's country.
Okay, but it's South Cali.
I believe so. It's down like San Bernardino.
Okay.
Like down in that area.
The weather's good.
I mean, yeah, it's hot. It's California.
All California weather's not good.
Okay, it's all man. You are really killing us.
I want to give you the best answer possible.
Okay, everything that we're talking about is irrelevant.
Oh, okay.
This is okay. All right, so we are. The stage is set.
You good? I quit.
We're in San Bernardino, California. It is 2021. Nah. All right, so it's right after New Year. Or dang, you got me all messed up. It's right after Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. And you know how it is in the U.S. after Thanksgiving. Like you get it.
Black Friday. I'm trying to get in the mood. Look, I want to give you the best answer.
All right, so it's right after Thanksgiving. Right, you just had a family dinner, family gathering. So there's a husband, there's a wife, there's two kids in the back seat. They're leaving the dinner, right? And they're headed home, and they turn on the radio. And since it's Thanksgiving, you know how it is in the U.S. All the Christmas songs are starting to play on the radio, right? Jingle Bells comes on, and so the mother hears it. And she's all happy, and she says, "Oh my God, that's my favorite!" And she turns it up, and then the little girl in the back starts singing, and they're going at it. Jingle Bell. I don't want to say we might do the copyright stuff if we start singing Jingle Bells. I don't want them to cut the show. So the little girl starts singing Jingle Bells or whatever. The little boy in the back seat joins in, and then she's like nudging the father, like, "Come on, like sing it." And they all start singing. What happens next?
I don't know the words to Jingle Bells, but I do know Jingle Bells. So if the wife is nudging me, I'm wondering how good the dinner was, because if the dinner's good, then I'm probably going to do my best to participate. But if it wasn't a good dinner, then I'm stressed out because I don't know the words. Like, at least I'd be like, jingle bells. I'm telling you, I'm not really good at words. But hopefully I didn't crash and everybody feels like Father is being warm this wonderful holidays.
Okay. I saw something like this online, right? Variation of the story. I'm sure I changed it up a little bit. And the person that was doing this little brief, I think it was a TED Talk, and they said that 60% of the people that they have told this story to in briefings and whatnot, 60% of the people, 6% of the time, the response that they give is they had a crash.
Oh, that's why I said hopefully they don't get we didn't get in the crash. What I say?
And I've only just like looked at this today, and 100% of the people that I said the same thing to all said crash.
Really?
Crash.
Well, so I will say this.
So in this episode, what we're talking about is perceptions, right? And so why do you think, because you pretty much said it. Like you went around talking about, I think you was trying to hope you don't pass gas or something like that if she nudging you. I think that's what you was going with it. So that's what it felt like.
Getting too close.
Baby, that's my gut. Baby, that's my gut. But why do you think that is like a common answer for such a thing? Completing the story. What people talk about is, the next thing that's going to probably happen is they're going to crash. Why do you think that is?
I guess we got to figure out the poll of people that they're asking. Is it
normal people?
But like black people don't do jingle bells like that.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying, look, the reason why I'm saying is because
it was Mariah Carey's, what was the one? I want for Christmas. Boom.
Well,
dun, dun,
why do they people say it's a crash?
Right. That's the part. It's not about the song.
Yeah, I know. Because I want to be right. So
I don't think there is a right answer, my brother.
It can't be, because I'm so disappointed that people pick crash.
Sure.
Why?
Bro, you picked it too.
No.
In an indirect way. Yes, you did.
No, I said hopefully.
Okay, but you didn't say hopefully.
No, I said
Santa Claus is going to land on the roof of the. You didn't say anything like that. You was like, hopefully I don't crash. Like your mind went there. Well, and a lot of people do. Why?
I think it's.
I said the same thing.
It's no different from a distraction. So
what's a distraction? What you mean?
Like to drive with people in the car and they're singing, you're not completely focused on the road, especially if somebody's telling you to sing. So you just think about it. When you driving and you have your phone in your hand, if you have your phone in your hand, you're distracted. No matter where it's located, you're not focused completely on the road. So anything can distract you, especially if somebody touching you while you're driving and they expect you to sing along. So you're not fully focused on the road. So you don't know what's coming. And that's why I said, how am I feeling? Because if I didn't have a good dinner, I'm definitely not focused right now. You know what I'm saying? So you're bothering me. It's causing me to lose even more focus, because I'm like, it just depends on where I am.
Okay. But in fairness, you're speaking about it as if you're the person that was driving.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm answering like I'm the one driving.
Okay. That's not what I want you to do.
Okay.
What I want to know is
why people are
picking crash. It doesn't matter who's driving.
All I can come up with is that it's the distraction.
So you think that they're saying that the person is going to crash because they've been distracted.
Correct.
By all the singing and whatnot.
Singing, nudging.
Okay.
That's the only thing I could come up with.
So like in the study with this, right? They were saying that if you tend to talk to people and you ask them questions about their life, right? And if I said, tell me a story about love, right? Just because the story is about love doesn't mean that it's going to be a loving story, right? If I say, tell me a story about love, a lot of people will tell you a story about heartbreak.
Oh, really?
If you say, tell me a story about belonging to something, they'll tell you a story about how they were excluded. And if they say,
we're just negative people there.
But if they say, tell you a story about a connection, they'll tell you about how they've lost someone, right? This is just studies, right? This is just studies. And so this is what they're saying. So when it comes back to the perception of understanding or receiving that story rather, right? And then given what do you think is going to happen next? And then that being that so many people come back with crash. Now, what they also said was like a lot of people will come back and they have another variation of some type of death or some type of tragic whatever that. But from my side, like when I'm hearing this, what I'm thinking is it's more about society, right? Because we kind of expect that, right? When we watch a movie, when we watch a TV show, I think we kind of expect that to happen, right? So like, let's say we're watching a movie right now, right? And it's like a woman goes into the bathroom or whatever. Like she heard something in the night. It wakes her up. She goes into the bathroom or whatever, and she opens the medicine cabinet. She's gonna try to take a pill or whatever to help her sleep. And so she grabbed one of them little dirty cups on the side of the sink, put some water in it from the sink, wherever they got tap water where you can drink tap water. I ain't seen a place like that in a very long time. So she's put the tap water in, she take the pills or whatever, she throws it back. And the way that the camera is, it's like behind her head, and you watching it and you like, oh, somebody about to come and get her. But it's not really that, it's just the way the camera was. And the music is like, dun, 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 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We anticipate this negative piece, right? Because it's like that's kind of what's been pushed in our lives. And so when we talk about people being vulnerable, right? Like that's kind of an issue, because we as humans tend to like, we don't want to be vulnerable. But the thing is, we need to be. You know what I'm saying? So
vulnerable to what?
Vulnerable to life. Like anything, like the willingness to say I love you first, right? We don't want to be vulnerable like that. As human beings, we don't want to be that, because we're afraid. Oh no, what if he don't like me? What if she just looks at me when I say it? You know? So like there's this, you know, whatever, like for us to do something when there's no guarantee behind it, right? Being vulnerable in this way.
I got you.
To be able to take a deep breath and relax while you're waiting for the doctor to call you back after you had your mammogram. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to be vulnerable. We want to know. We want to predict. We want to have a leg up on whatever.
We want to be safe.
We want to be safe, right? And so what happens is, just me, I'm thinking, right? When it comes to these movies, when it comes to these stories, when it comes to these types of situations, people view it from their eyes of, well, this is the movie and it's got to be exciting. Well, it's not going to be exciting if I'm watching a movie about cancer and they call back from the doctor, you know, the mammogram is done and they say, hey, you're all clear. Well, then the movie's shot. There's no whatever. Where's the drama? Where's the struggle where she's going to have to go through this and get a, what's it called? Mastectomy? What is it?
For who?
When they cut.
Oh,
men can have it too. When they have to cut the.
I know what you're talking about.
Mastectomy, I think.
Is it?
No?
I don't remember.
I don't know. So yeah, I don't know.
I do know what you're talking about though.
But yeah, when that procedure has to be done, but you get what I'm saying? Like that adds to the piece. So it's like, I just think that when I heard that, it just made me think about all these different things, right? About people being vulnerable and the way that we perceive things that happen in life and society and whatnot. But what do you?
Well, I'll tell you this. I know black people can't be vulnerable. We're not even taught to be vulnerable as a child, because when we grow up, like your parents tell you what the ills of the world. Like, just like when we talked about when we had the conversation on American Skin.
Okay.
Like the kid was vulnerable until the father was like, no, that don't apply to you. You know, like when you're vulnerable, you think that you can walk all right.
Invincible.
So yeah, in order to be vulnerable, you have to be invincible. You have to feel like it's not going to hurt. But when somebody tells you, hey, look, that don't work like that. So you take that away, like that's not going to work. So you start to build a tougher skin to go out in public. Just like when you're a kid. Kids talk, they're so cruel. You know what I'm saying? And after you get talked about a lot, you cry, you create a defense mechanism. Most of the time a fight happens. But if you're vulnerable, you can talk about me and it's okay, you love me. No. Like when you're vulnerable, like you're open to whatever happens. But we're taught that this is going to happen, so you can't be vulnerable, so you're protected.
I mean, I think we are vulnerable as kids, even as black children.
Oh no, but I'm saying we're taught really early that a lot of the rules that we hear don't apply to us. Like it applies to them. So that takes away your vulnerability. Like when you're a kid, you don't know what to be strong for or what to be weak for. So you just treat everything the same.
Yeah, but what about the things? What about the things that are for us? Like I said,
what?
like what about love?
But you said you should approach life vulnerable. So how do you determine
okay.
which one you're going to be not vulnerable to?
Right. Okay.
Because you don't want to be hurt. So you're like, oh, no. So we all have that armor.
But see that, okay, I agree with you, but that is slightly different because when we talk about those particular things, we're talking about survival, right? This is
you don't think emotional weakness, like when I'll tell you this is the honest to God truth.
Mm.
I just became vulnerable to my wife. Like I didn't even know. She mentioned things to me that I didn't realize I was doing for a long time.
Right.
I never knew I was doing. And then I was like, when she brought it to my attention, I was like, why was I doing this? It all came back from childhood.
Right.
So you don't know the things that you took from childhood that prevents you from being vulnerable. Like I said, I've been married for a long time, right? And I'm just now becoming vulnerable to my wife because I had put in systems to protect me.
Right.
And I never removed them.
Right. And
they was just a part of my life.
out. I've done that.
Because
I blocked it. Yeah.
I didn't know that I was still using these things to protect me when I don't have to use them against her.
Right.
And at the same time, like when she told me, I'm like, damn, I've been hurting you for a long time because I'm just talking to her regular.
Right.
And, people can talk to you in however they grew up. And you're like, man, you pretty disrespectful. What are you talking about? I talk to everybody like this.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. So that's what I'm saying. That was a child. And it had nothing to do with love when I was little. So I'm just saying it just creates a different type of skin. Like if you see a man that complains, he's like, man, that dude cut me off. And you cursed him out or whatnot. Like, why'd you curse him out? What?
I mean, okay, I agree, but I think I think it's across the board, right? We all have our different areas where we're like, yo, that's not for you, or you can't be vulnerable to that, or you know what I mean? Because when you think about like us as, okay, we're just talking about America, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're probably the most obese. We're probably the most in debt. We're probably the most medicated. We're the most addicted that we've ever been as American people because of the way society is and because of not being able to have these vulnerabilities. And that's definitely not just because of this beautiful brown, caramel, cocoa, hazelnut skin that we have. It's not just because of that, right? And we're not the only ones affected by that.
Correct.
Right? The beautiful white people out there, the beautiful Latinas, the beautiful Japanese Americans, Korean Americans, whatever, they're all affected by this. We're all in that category. If we're able to be more vulnerable, then these things that you're talking about, just in my humble opinion, they become less of an issue.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it, yeah.
Like I think they become because if let's just say the police force change their ways and they say, hey, come in, let's have a town hall meeting. Let us know what your concerns are, and we're going to address them. We guarantee you 80% of them we're going to address in the next 24, 48 hours within our capabilities. And the rest of them we will work on and keep you abreast of the progress. Right?
Okay.
In this perfect world. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And so if that's the case, obviously people are going to be like, yo, I'm tired of getting pulled over for no reason. I'm tired of you threatening me with a third strike or telling me to tell on my friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of getting beat up when I'm just trying to, drop my girlfriend off at home. All these different things. Right? If we could be vulnerable enough to be able to get those kind of messages out and they can be vulnerable enough to receive it, you get what I'm saying? And vice versa, right? Because a police officer may say, look, I'm afraid. Actually, when we were talking about American Skin and you said it when we were talking about this, you were like, I appreciate this because the officers, we're able to hear their side,
their voice.
which I agree. I agree with wholeheartedly, right? But the officers, like you said, they did make good points. The officers did. Look, I'm afraid. I'm just trying to get home. And people forget, even though it's like, man, I'm about to go on a tangent, but like, it's like I'm an individual and I know what I'm capable of and not capable of as far as like being a good person or being a bad person. Right. Mm-hmm. And maybe I don't know what I'm capable of. Right. Who knows? Okay, right? It might be the Incredible freaking Hulk. So I just rip out of my damn jeans and go for it or whatever when I'm pissed off. But we know. But the thing is, the cops don't know, and they're stopping not just me every day. They're stopping 100 of me, or they're being called out to 50 different calls about a fight, a domestic dispute, gunshots going off. So for them, they're on guard. It's just like a woman that's been in 5 relationships where the man, lack of a fucking man, put his hands on her, and then when she hit relationship number 6, she's timid. Hell, cats and dogs do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If they've been beaten by their former owners, right? And then when you try to adopt them, they're stuck in the corner. They don't want to be around. They barely come out to eat food. When they do it when you asleep, and they sneak it. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's like you get where I'm going with this, right?
I do.
So I just feel like if we did have this vulnerability amongst ourselves, like the vulnerabilities that we're afraid to have and open up to would become easier. But people are selfish.
That's the reason why it's very difficult.
Right. No, I'm just.
And I'll say, I think if you don't have the bare necessities to grow up in life, if you don't have food every night, electricity, you moving from place to place so as a parent raising kids, you can't teach your kids vulnerability. It's all survival. Like my kids, they're vulnerable to believe that they can do whatever they want.
Right.
Because we provide that environment where they can say, I can do this, and we're going to support it. But what if you don't grow up in an environment? You have to do what you have to do to survive. After you, like when you black, if you told your parents in a poor environment that I'm going to be a singer or a rapper or a basketball player, like it's hard for them to believe that you're going to be successful like that. So they want you to go to school and get a job and fit into the societal norms. They've already taken your vulnerability away because they said you can't be what you want to be. You have to do what they say.
Let me tell you, I'm a product of that, because when I was in second grade, first grade, something like that, 3rd grade maybe, I remember being in school. I had said when I was 5 years old I wanted to be a firefighter, right? 5 years old. And I remember being in class. You know how they go around and they ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Right? And what about you? And when it got to me, I stood up. I talk. I'm on a freaking podcast. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk, right? But I stood up and I was like, it was Miss Jackson and Miss Coward. I'll never forget. So I hope you watching. But I said, I want to be a firefighter. And they said, oh, wow, that's a really good, it's a great job. I said, yeah. And they said, okay. And then they started to point to the next little kid. And I was like, wait, I'm not finished. Mr. Howard, wait, you've already given your, but I want to be a firefighter. And the other teacher was like, there is no and. We asked you, what do you want to be with you? I said, well, no.
At 5?
I was in the 3rd grade.
Okay, when I was still 5, young and impressionable.
When I was 5, I said I want to be a firefighter.
Got you.
Right? That's because my grandmama, may she rest, but my grandmother almost burned down the kitchen. So
that's what changed?
Yeah, that's what made me want. I was 5 years old. I tell you. So anyway, so they said that, and then the other teacher was like, no, it has to be just one. Everybody else, Mr. Howard, you always have to be different. I'm like, I don't, but you asked me what I want to be when I grow up. And I want to be a firefighter and I want to entertain. And he was like, but that's not a real, that's not a real profession. But I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I've been doing both of those things in parallel to one another.
But they weren't,
my whole adult life.
They weren't as impressionable as like your mother, because your mother led you to believe you could do those things, right? Or was she on board with them?
No, she definitely wasn't on board with them. No.
So what I'm saying is, I know that they said that, but imagine being in a household where this is preached to you over and over. It's a different level of, there's no more vulnerability because you see this every day. An example is, I wanted to be a basketball player. I got whoopings Because I said I want to be he said, no, you're going to be a scholar. My son's an intellectual. I was like, no, I'm really good at basketball though. I got whoopings until like middle school, and I learned that I can't say I'm gonna be a basketball player anymore. But I still wanted to play.
What you mean though, about the teachers or about the upbringing for the child?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
because like the teachers aren't allowed. I'm sorry, but you say the teachers aren't allowing it because that's what they're used to and that's the path that they followed, or you're saying that the child because the parents?
No, I'm saying like
those teachers should have allowed it.
Oh, I agree, but I'm saying if you didn't have any type of influence at home, you might have believed those teachers.
I get you.
But if you had it in your house, you're going to believe that over some teacher that you have. You're like, but Miss Jackson said I could be anything. Yeah. What did I say?
No, you're right. Because, and shout out to all 11 of my aunts and uncles out there. But I always heard when I was a little kid, oh, he gonna be something. Oh, that little boy, got some sense up top or something, you know what I mean? Like there was always something being said. So that always felt good. And even if they weren't saying it to me directly, you know, like I was a showman all the time. Let me tell you something. I was doing Urkel before Urkel was doing Urkel. I got video, fam. I got video. I was going through my grandmother's house, pants hiked up, you know what I'm saying? I had to be no more than 7, like 8 maybe. Wow. I was doing Urkel and doing the little thing. So whatever.
You was already really performing.
I was the little kid, bro. Like I would watch like Fresh Prince, or I would watch Webster. You know what I'm saying? Different Strokes, and be like, I can do that. Man. Golly. You know what I'm saying? Like it was this kind of thing. Like I always felt that was what it was for me. And I'm telling you, like it's crazy because between both the music and being a fire officer, right? It's like when I'm on stage, I'm so comfortable, bro. Like it's like nothing. Like the only quirk I have is like I usually don't eat before I go live. I don't know what that's about. I just don't. But then afterwards, like I'm feeding my face like crazy, like, you know. But I usually don't eat before I go live. I drink a whole lot of water. And then when it comes to like the fire ground, if I'm the chief on scene, everything is in slow motion. You know what I'm saying? The building's on fire. There's people over here that's hurt. There's the traffic that's here. You're trying to block this off. You need to direct people in. You need to have the operation and everything. It's like a video game. Like everything's in slow mo. I'm comfortable in both of these arenas.
That's a
you know what I mean?
I want you to understand how that's a great. It's got to be a great feeling to have, because most of the time when people enter professions, things are going fast, and you got to be really good at it for it to slow down. Mm-hmm. For these things to have slowed down in 2 different arenas, like you're gifted, brother.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's just, I don't know. I just feel it's a part of me. I did a show in Abu Dhabi a couple years ago, and it was at the Yacht Club, and I remember the dude, and I have a picture of this. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but like I remember the dude was trying to talk to me at the front of the stage. And I'm in the middle of doing my song, right? And he's trying to talk to me, and he decides he's going to take his phone. It was an iPhone, and he went into the little notes app and wrote what he was trying to say. He gave me his phone while I was on stage. I'm still rapping. I'm still doing the song.
And you reading and rapping?
And I'm still like, and I just handed it back to him. And it was just like, didn't miss a beat. Like, I'm so at home. But I don't care how at home you can read, rap, still rap. That's not at home. Yeah, that's multi-talented to say the least. Like for real, like you can read, rap, and keep the show going. That's a different level of talent. Like check this out. If you and I are talking and somebody gave me something to read and I'm talking to you, I can't do both of them. And you're rapping. I'm like this. Hold up. Like that, I can see myself doing it. So for you to say that you could do that, it's a different level of talent. And you say I'm comfortable right now, but I still know comfortable.
But I'm saying if I'm reading something and talking to you, I don't like, hey, yeah, man. How am I focusing on? Man, something is getting. Something's getting cheated.
Right.
And you gave an answer by performing without skipping a beat, man. That's dope. Like for real, that's a talent that a lot of people don't have.
I don't even know if I have it. I think that was like a one time. It's never happened before in my
Well,
life.
I can't wait till you perform again because I think I'm gonna have somebody in the front row doing the same thing. Do it again. Do this.
Nah. I'm gonna be like, yo, security, while I'm rapping.
You probably just ignore him. He was like,
yeah. I'll be like, that's John. He did it. He did it. So, all right. So going back to what we were saying, right? So exactly what we were talking about with the vulnerabilities, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that is a part of the perception, right? Like how us being able to be vulnerable, us not being able to be vulnerable, the way that we behave because of that. And then it sets this perception of life or who we are and how we are and whatnot. And I don't know. Like I said, I saw this thing and it just had me think about that and think about like how I am as a person, how I am as a single person, how I am as a person being in a relationship, how I interact with people, how I don't really give a damn and don't want to be around people, whatever it is that I'm feeling, right? And it's I feel like the two words are different, but I feel like they're so connected though when we talk about perception and vulnerabilities. Mm-hmm. And so it just had me in this thing or whatever. And I guess when we started talking, I kind of went back to where my thoughts were earlier, but I don't know. So I figured, hey, whatever, why not? We was going that route, but
so the perception of you, how do you think your perception is that how people view you? All the things you just listed.
Right. That's what, yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, I was just wondering, like, what do you think? Like, because I know that you can not be, you can stay home by yourself and not worry about anybody around you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So,
facts.
Are you comfortable? Like, when people look at you and
ask it, bro. Just go ahead.
No, I just want to know, like, how do you feel about people's perception of you being that way? Like they was like, well, he really don't do anything. Like,
people perception of me?
Because you said, but because then you're not vulnerable to that,
huh?
You're not vulnerable.
I am in a way, but people's perception of me,
because you give it off, right?
Really don't care. Like honestly,
all right. So
I really don't care.
So I do,
but in a capacity where their perception of me matters, I care.
Okay.
But if we're talking about me as an individual, nah, bro. Kick rocks. I'm not even trying to play that game. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a level of vulnerability that you don't reveal to the public.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm saying.
And like, there's layers. I'm like an artichoke. It's like all the layers, and then it's got the heart in the middle. Right?
I know, but
isn't that the joint?
It ain't really good, is it? Look, I thought an artichoke was like the little skinny.
Ain't that?
There's like, aren't they like roots? But I know what you're talking about. You can peel it
the
off.
Artichoke is. I mean, yeah. I think when it's the longer, whatever, but the head of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what
right?
artichoke is.
The artichoke with all the layers and everything, and then in the middle they call it the heart.
Don't get me the line.
Ain't that an artichoke?
I've eaten artichokes, but an artichoke is like green beans.
What?
Yeah.
What am I thinking of then?
I don't know, but like artichokes are like I know I've had them on my plate before. They like green beans.
What is the?
But
thing
they
I'm
have the layers
of?
on it though.
What's the one with the heart? The heart in it.
I don't know, man. I was trying to. Hopefully you was gonna figure it out. You don't forget names. I'm like,
hey,
only if it's a vegetable.
Whatever. I forget names. Nah, bro. The artichoke is the one that has the heart, right? It's got the layers in the heart. That's all I'm talking about. I don't know about no stalk. I don't know about no beans.
Well, you were talking about perception and vulnerability. So I'm saying, like, you're vulnerable to the people around you because you want them to know who you are, but there's a certain amount that you're willing to.
Right. And that's why I was saying that, because I'm like, there's layers to me. You know what I mean? Like there's pieces of me that I have no problem. See, what I don't think that happens is I don't think that people talk to me and feel like I'm not communicating, right? Or I'm holding back, or I'm, like, oh, he's non-sociable or whatever, because there are a plethora of things that I have no problem talking about. And I hope maybe I'm assuming, but I think in conversation, the person that I'm talking to or the people that I'm talking to won't really look at me and be like, like this guy, he's so closed off. He's so this. No, because there's like, this is for the public consumption, but then I have the personal, which would be for my friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a whole different, and there's enough to where both sides are satisfied. My friends are going to know everything, but the outsiders are not. But nobody's going to think that I'm not communicating, not talking, I'm not antisocial or whatever the case is.
You sure?
And if
the reason why I'm asking is that the message that you want to send.
And if not, then
you don't
see response number one.
I get it.
I don't care.
See, so this is what I'm saying. Like, if the public views you as a complete butthole.
Okay. I got asshole tendencies.
I know, but is that what you want people to perceive you as?
Bruh, it depends on what public we're talking about. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
it depends on
how people they have public people that make people look good. Publicists, like they you know what I'm saying? So if somebody says, look, I want you to be big, your image sucks because you keep going to jail, and you're like, I don't care. They think that's why you can't get jobs. Like, so the perception of you, do you care about it enough to change it if it's a bad perception? Because you said
if it's affecting my livelihood.
But what if it isn't?
Then I see response number one. Like, seriously, bro. Like, the thing is, I'm not an asshole to people without it being warranted. That hardly ever happens because I have a very sunny disposition. Okay. When I go out and about, people smile. All right. It is what it is. Right? Yeah, I see teeth everywhere I go. So I have no issues with that. But like I said, unless it's warranted. You know what I mean? But I'm the dude that'll go to the mall and go to Starbucks and I'll have a conversation with everybody behind the thing. And I'll make everybody smile. That makes me feel good.
Well, okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that of you.
Right. Well, we've been in lockdown. We haven't had a chance to, but that is me, right? Yeah. Like, there are certain places that I can go and people that work there, they'll know me. And I might not even stop, let's say at Starbucks or whatever the case is. And they'll be like, oh, hey. And that's it. I keep walking and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And they're maybe they're thinking like, oh, damn, I thought he was going to come, be goofy today.
So look at me though, like looking at you, that my perception of you in the public seems like you're not doing that. Because I know who you, like, you don't.
But you know me.
I know, but I'm saying that's me though.
Right.
But you just gave me a different part of you. Right. Because it just seemed like I don't feel like dealing with these people. I'm just going to get in and out.
Yeah, I mean, that happens too, right? We all have our modes of like, I need to get in, I need to get out, especially during Corona. I'm Darth Vader in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not playing around with nobody. I wear 3 masks if I freaking get them to fit, right? So I'm not even playing around. So no, but I'm just saying, but you don't, but you also know how I am as a person. Yeah. Those people will know me in that light because that's where they are. So I show, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like a game. It's not like I'm going to the mall today. I got to put on a happy face. It's not like that. I don't think you're like that. It's just how I am.
Got you.
You haven't seen that because you have seen that. What the hell are you talking about?
In public?
No, not in public, but here. Yeah. Like, you've seen me or whenever we're together. Like, you've seen that. So, but.
So I'm not that person though in public. Like you? Okay. Like, I know I'm saying, like, I would like to be, to give people that perception, but it's not in me. Like, I'm not vulnerable when it comes to that. I'm worried about the perception of me. So I would rather for people to think like he's always smiling, right? But he's unapproachable.
I hear you. I just think for me it just depends on who the audience is. There is no drive in me to go out and be an ass at all whatsoever, right? I will call you on some stuff, but there's no drive for me to go out.
You will.
Yes.
Hey, but that. You know what? So, that's another skill set.
Some people might not call it a skill set, but
everybody can't do it.
I've heard other names.
Everybody can't do it. No, but I'm saying everybody. Like, you gotta know what you want to be able to do something like that.
Facts. And if you don't know what you want, what is it they say? If you don't stand for something you fall for everything, right? So I know what I want, and I'm not just gonna take.
I want it too, but I still don't have that. I'm gonna put my foot down unless my arm is being is behind my back, uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't have. I want that. I'm gonna steal that from you too.
Go ahead, get it.
I am.
It's yours, man.
Yeah,
yours. I just look. Okay. we go ahead, we can wrap this up. But like when it comes down to the perception and us being vulnerable to the perception or to the people that are around us or whatever the case is, the way that I feel is just I'm going to be me, right? I'm not going to put on a show for anybody. Whatever energy it is that you give me, that's the energy that I'm going to give back. For strangers, I'll go above and beyond. Since I was 18, I've been risking my life for strangers all over the freaking world. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what you think I'm going to do for, I say this, for the people I care about? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go the extra mile and then some as long as I can, right? So when it comes down to, and me being confident in who I am. So then when it comes down to perception, when it comes down to how people see me, again, depending on who we're talking about and what kind of light we're in, right? But when it comes down to that, being that I'm so confident in the individual that I am, if your perception of me is a shitty one, and I know in my heart of hearts that I've not done, you get what I'm saying? Like my biggest thing, I'll tell you the one thing I do care about is being misunderstood. That is something that I just cannot stand. I hate being misunderstood, and I guess that would fall into like not being heard, right? Misunderstood is rough for me because I don't have ill intentions. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't have ill intentions. And if I say something and I don't put it out there correctly, you spoke in the beginning of the show talking about communication and things. If I say something and it's not received the way that it was intended, that hurts my heart. I do not want to be misunderstood. And I will go the lengths to make sure that you understand me. Now, some people may perceive that as, oh, he's coming on strong or he's on the other or whatever. But it's just like, no, you misunderstood me. That's not what I meant at all. That is not what my heart is. Like, that is not how I got you. Outside of that, fam, hey, bro, it is what it is. And if you're going to judge me based off of some things that you've heard or you think you've seen and you don't know for sure, guess what? There was no space for you in my life anyway. That's how I see it.
I can dig it.
Yeah?
For sure.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, we can. But I learned a lot about you.
What'd you learn? Oh, here we go.
I'm saying you just gave me a different perspective that I was closed off because of certain things that you said that I just don't see you having that energy going out.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it like I and I can appreciate that. Like for real, because I mean like I want that in me. Mm. Like when I go out, like I rarely speak to anybody that I don't know. Mm. Like me speaking to a stranger, the best part of living here is I can say salam alaikum because everybody expects it. Right. But when it's around a bunch of people that speak English, I won't say hello to anybody. I'd be like this. It is so crazy. That's me though. That's crazy.
I get it. Like Well, I'm glad we learning things about
definitely
one another. So yeah, man. But yeah, so perception and being vulnerable to the surroundings is I guess what we talking about in this episode. So so for those of y'all listening, those of y'all watching, just my advice, and I'm no doctor, I'm no therapist, I'm no counselor, but just be yourself. Like, don't go out in the world trying to please anybody except for yourself. Yourself and the things that are important to you, those that matter to you, because ultimately those are going to be the things and the people that withstand time. At least that's my opinion.
I can dig it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We appreciate y'all coming through. This has been another episode of Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. And we'll see you next episode.
For sure.